All right, I only read one book this week. Time to celebrate? Maybe. Well, cheers. Welcome back, everybody, to me, well, doing the weekly Navel-Gazing, where I talk about all the book I read last week, and all the books I plan to read this week, and all the videos I made last week, and the videos I maybe will do this week, and all the other stuff. And yeah, let's get starting, and let's talk about the book I read last week. It's a good one. I mean, in fact, it is the good book, because I've spent the last week rereading the Bible. In this case, the English version, the New King James Version, in fact, and I am, well, still not done. I'm somewhere in Proverbs now, so I still have about 2/3, a bit over, somewhere around 40% I still have left, I guess. So there's that. Certainly been an experience. I don't know if I'll make anything video-wise out of this beyond, just having more context for the Mormon Project, but it's certainly what I've been reading recently, and it's fun. It's highly entertaining in parts. So that's what I read last week. So what am I planning to read this week? Well, I'm going to reread Gog Magog, and then I'm going to read Ludluda, because it comes out tomorrow, and that's a good reason to reread the first one, and then read the second one, so I can finally have both pieces together. It's supposed to be 2 books. I hope they're not changing that into more than 2 books, but we'll find out. I mean, I'll find out once I've finished the book, I guess. So yeah, that's the second Chronicle of Ludwig, and yeah, the first one is already really cool, and so I'm looking forward to that. And after that, I have no idea. Possibly Kirinya by Ian MacDonald, or something else. Or, maybe Mistborn. Who knows? It really depends on where other things are going during this week. So that's the reading plans. If there's something else I really need to read, let me know in the comments. As always, I'm willing to listen and, then ignore you. But, at least you can then tell me that you told me so if I read a book later and go wow, why haven't I read this earlier? So that's basically where we are. Let's talk about videos and stuff, shall we? I did indeed make videos. Well, not that many. As I said, I was traveling last week, so there's that. But I did make a video on the whole Cormac McCarthy situation, and then I made a quick one explaining sort of my thought process behind starting channel memberships, which I still need to do. There's some technical issues that I need to get through first, but hopefully this week I'll set those up, and then you can obviously ignore them, which is totally fine. Yeah, those are the 2 videos I made, and then we had the usual monthly live stream on Saturday, and it was fun. It was a bit more chaotic than usual, I think, because I was already at a friend's birthday party before I started streaming, so I did have a beer or 5 before we started, somewhere around that area, I don't know. So, that's basically the things I did last week. And of course I did do some morning sprints, not that many because, Monday didn't work, and Tuesday I did one, and then Friday I did another one because I was gone on Wednesday and Thursday. But, not too bad, I guess, all things considered. And I did, of course, some sprint this morning, and I expect I will be sprinting the rest of the week. So those are things that will also happen. What videos am I going to make this week, are you asking? Imaginary watcher, viewer? I don't know. Hopefully, I'll actually make a video on the Chronicles of Ludwig by Jeff Noon and Steve Beard. So that's something that will happen as soon as I've read those books. I will continue working on the Mormonism video. I re-recorded the introduction part. Oh, that's another video I did obviously record last week. It's just not yet done. And with the third one, I'm mostly happy so far, so I think I'll go with that one and continue onwards to talking about the life of Joseph Smith, which is the next big step, and then, then we'll talk about the Book of Mormon, and then we'll talk about Brigham Young and stuff, and then we'll move on. That's roughly the plan. I don't know how long it'll take to actually get all of this done, and I'll certainly continue on it. Ideally, obviously, wouldn't that be great if I finish the whole thing by the end of the week, so we can actually have this video out, and I can finally move forward and talk about Elantris and all the other stuff. I still have the poll running for whatever I will be reading during the 13 nights or days of whatever mass. Right now, the leading candidate is Redwall by Brian Jack, or Jacques, however you pronounce the name. Okay, so I'm very much excited about that one. If you want to change it, you still have another week to vote. It's as I said, it's still open. But for now, Redwall is in the lead. So that's all the stuff that is going on right now. Will there be other stuff? Probably, possibly, who knows? It's, as always, a bit of a, wild sort of like situation, I guess. And that's kind of the thing that I'm still struggling with, right? I mean, I feel like I get sort of the sort of like daily routine of doing the morning breakfast rinse and then going to the gym and then coming back and maybe recording a video or not. I felt like I was getting close to that, and then the trip on Tuesday evening until Thursday evening sort of turned that into another problem, because obviously the routine was broken again. I'm certainly trying to establish those kind of routines to maybe get better at all of that stuff. Who knows? But it's certainly something that I'm trying to get back to. So maybe this will actually help with productivity as well, if I manage to stick to that stuff, because wouldn't that be nice? And I'm pretty happy that I finally got around to re-recording the intro for the Mormonism video, at least until I'm mostly happy with it, because I can feel how the enthusiasm for the Mormonism video is slowly waning. I'm like, yeah, I said I have to do this, so now I have to, and there's a lot of pressure there, and I'm very bad at operating under pressure. I mean, it kind of depends. Sometimes I'm really good at getting something done if I really, really, really have to. But if it feels like there's an external pressure going on, or if it starts feeling like a job, then I get really bad at it. And I'm trying to get the Mormonism thing going, keep the momentum going before that sort of thing changes and I feel bad again, and then it won't happen. Obviously, I wish it had been out like a month or 2 months ago at least, so I would have had time to actually read and talk about most of the Cosmere books and be in time for Wind and Truth, which comes out on Thursday. But that's not the world we'll live in, so instead it's going to take at least another, I guess, month or so to read all of those books, and then maybe end it all with the big Sanderstorm video sometime in January. Wouldn't that be nice? I mean, obviously it would be, but definitely getting the introduction to Mormonism video out this week, or at least record it all the way this week, because I'll be visiting. I'll be going to a concert or festival, small doom metal festival on Saturday. So there's another day where I will be spending my time, not recording videos, and obviously that means going back on Sunday. I won't exactly record stuff on Sunday either, because train trips and stuff like that. And that's, once again, like the thing where, like, suddenly the year is really over. And it's December now. It's Advent. Everyone is playing around with their Advent calendars. Not me, of course, but, other people are. And you're like, well, I guess we're done with the year. So how much time do I still have? And, like, yes, I'll know by next Monday whether it's going to be Redwall Mass or... Is that a Mouse Mass or whatever? Good question, right? What I will call it, if I should call it Redwall Mass or Mouse Mass or... whatever else. If you have ideas, if you have recommendations or ideas for the title, put them down in the comments. I'd love to hear them. And we'll see. But at this point, it feels like the year is basically over, and I need to figure out what to do with next year, which is obviously I have no idea, right? So I'm kind of figuring out how this goes. It's a bit like summer sometimes, where there are these moments where you basically feel like time has sort of stopped, because either it's like the summer vacation time and people are doing summer trips and doing summer holiday stuff, which means that there's like very few news and very little happening in at least here in Germany, in politics or whatever, and suddenly no one's there. If you have to contact someone, everyone is out doing stuff, and I feel like December is sort of the same thing, right? As soon as like December really gets started, and you have like whatever, mid-December or what, everyone is just out there preparing for Christmas, and then you have the whole Christmas thing going down, and then it's New Year's, and basically nothing will happen. No one is, reachable. If you try to get like a doctor's appointment, it will be in January, if you try anything of the sorts. And that creates this like weird feeling for me that, of like free floating, basically. Everything is just like stopped. Time has stopped right now, and that makes it even harder for me to figure out what to do next and how to focus on actually getting stuff done. So I don't know. I need to keep going forward, just like on pure inertia, to see if I can actually, stretch through that time. And maybe if I do Redwall or Left Behind or Kalmai or whatever, this time around I'll be able to actually pre-record videos and record some videos in advance, so I don't have to struggle and hassle as much as I did last year. With the Drizmas, when I realized, because my plans of recording something in advance kind of fucked up and failed, and I had to basically read a book in the morning, record the video, upload it, and so forth, which is why the 13 nights then took slightly longer, because, there were some technology issues, and then I had to, get this stuff all done. So my goal is to maybe not do that this year, and maybe get some stuff put up in advance, which allows me to then, go visit family over the holidays or whatever, and not have to, having to fuck off every day to record a video while, family stuff is happening at the same time. That would be pretty neat, wouldn't it? But then again, I've made plans to work and prepare something in advance. I've made that before, and it's never worked, because I'm really bad at doing something in advance, at preparing and so forth. I'm just really, really bad at, sticking to any kind of timetable, which is, might be an ADHD thing, I guess. But it's certainly something that I have to figure out and do my best this year. I'm saying that a lot, like I have to figure out, right? You can tell I'm somewhat lost. But if all goes well, I'll manage to record the Mormonism video today, or at least parts today, and throughout the week, so that by the end of the week, it'll be out, and then everyone can tell me what I got wrong about Mormonism, and then everyone can tell me what I got wrong about Elantris after that, and so forth. It'll be a wonderful month of people telling me how wrong I am about stuff, and if I've learned something on the internet, it is people like to tell other people that they're wrong, so I guess everyone will be very, very happy. I was slightly surprised that people actually voted for Redwall, though. I wanted to just mention that again. It's and this is interesting for me in some way, because when you create videos, when you do something on YouTube, like I try to do, right? You have an image of the ideal viewer, or what you expect viewers, what they want from you. Obviously you all have to do that. And similar to the ideal reader that authors have, and that's an idea that Umberto Eco brought up. You have that ideal reader in your mind that you're writing the text for, that will get all the jokes you put in, that understands all of this stuff. That's how creation generally works. You have an audience in mind, and with getting direct feedback, as you can get on YouTube with comments and stuff, you start building up this idea of what the people really want. So I obviously think about what you guys really want from me. Sometimes I even ask you, and then I ignore your ideas, but that's also how that works. I don't have to give you exactly the thing you want. I have to find something that you find interesting once you watch it, and that can be something you've been waiting for, or it can be something that you have had no idea you were waiting for, but now you know, and now you're enjoying it. So I have to work with that ideal image. And for better or worse, the way I do content stuff often is being somewhat critical, or somewhat more critical about certain books, or often sometimes even, beloved books, than a lot of other booktubers that actually sort of cover the same kind of books are. So there is that idea that maybe people want me to rant. People want to, especially, with the whole Wheel of Time stuff or the Dan Simmons stuff. There is this expectation, and in some way the Drizzt books obviously fell in that role as well. Obviously, I was not sure how many of you guys actually had read the Drizzt books before and how you felt about them. I think it's easier getting away with mocking or making fun of or complaining about the Drizzt novels than it is with something as beloved as Wheel of Time, because they have this image of being, for younger kids, and probably not not worthy of Booker prizes in any situation. So I guess it's easier, but there is this idea that some of you are certainly enjoying content where I am mad about stuff. So it came a bit of as a surprise when Redwall is going on in the polls right now, because that's the one series where I'm I want to reread the first one and a couple that I've read before, and read all these others, because I think they're pretty cool. So I don't expect to be really mad about them. I expect to mostly enjoy them and have fun with them, and obviously point out some interesting things here and there, of course. But I expect this to be much more wholesome than last year's Dristmas. So I was kind of surprised that that's apparently what everyone wants. Or maybe it's that there's like way too little Redwall content on the internet, and all of you are just like incredibly excited for Redwall and take whatever you can get in that regard. I don't know. If you have voted, let me know why you did that. Otherwise, it's your choice. That's the point here, right? But it certainly surprised me in a way, and means I have to sort of try to adjust to what I suspect you expect from me. That makes no sense, that sentence. Anyway, so that's roughly where I am today. I hope you had a good start into December. I hope all your advent calendars have been fun so far. You got cool shit. And yeah, I'll talk to you about something interesting, hopefully very soon. And until then, I don't know, like, subscribe, comment, tell me something, whatever you feel like. Do all of those nice things. Join the Patreon if you feel like it. Give me money. No, seriously, do whatever the fuck makes you happy. Read cool books. Enjoy the winter. And yeah, just thanks for hanging out. And I'll see you very soon. And until then, cheers.